This video is brought to you by Manscaped. Stick around to hear more about the special offer they're providing to the entire Upper Echelon community. Okay, I actually had a different video on the agenda for today. It's almost done, interesting topic, etc., but something fell right in my lap that I simply couldn't resist talking about. This right here is a PDF document that I was sent through email, and as of September 2022, this is part of a massive email scam operation that is targeting and successfully infiltrating many user systems. First things first, I initially thought that this might be real. Not for long, mind you, but for a few seconds at the very start, I thought it might be something legitimate, and the reason for that is TikTok. I recently did an investigation into underage sexual content on TikTok Live. I had a special methodology through that entire process. I cut the recording immediately and on more than one occasion as soon as I found out that what was being shown might be illegal, and I was very precise with how I engaged, always making it clear, if I typed anything at all, that this was an investigation into underage content on the platform. For a few seconds, right at the start, I thought that this document might be related to that investigation, and some form of law enforcement was subpoenaing my files or digging deeper after being made aware of the video. Probably unlikely, but not outside the realm of possibility. However, that is definitely not the case, and rather than some sort of legitimate inquiry from the United Kingdom Metropolitan Police Department, it is a fictional and malicious infiltration attempt designed to create fear and force a user's cooperation. My goal today is pretty simple. One, highlight what the scam is and warn people about it, obviously. It's kind of hilarious to me that this got sent to my personal inbox, especially given the coincidental connection to my recent coverage topics, because if it was deliberate, it seems like a pretty stupid thing to do. That is, send something to a YouTuber with 500,000 subscribers who routinely debunks or exposes scams. But regardless, deliberate or not, it's here. Goal number two, which is probably far more important, is education. In a world of rapidly evolving social media as well as internet scamming techniques, according to the FTC from 2017 to 2021, 19 times more people were reporting that they had been successfully scammed online as a result of social media. Just as an example, over the span of just 4 years, it is paramount that people be equipped with the right tools to protect themselves. That's the bottom line. The most important tool that you need? Skepticism and critical thinking. So rather than just laughing at or debunking this scam, I would also like to show a few techniques that anyone out there can use in order to verify whether or not an email like this one is actually real. Lastly, goal number 3 is entertainment. Obviously, people watch YouTube to enjoy the content, so I'll try to make this a little less boring than it otherwise could be, but by and large, the most important takeaway from this video is likely to be information about how to identify a scam like this and avoid being preyed upon. Before going further, once again, it's time for Manscaped, who has obsessively engineered brand new products for the purpose of men's hygiene. Focused on intelligent functionality, Manscaped provides a wide array of products to choose from, centering on the Lawnmower 4.0. Cordless, waterproof, interchangeable blade guards, and a new wireless charging feature make this the most advanced iteration yet, with enhanced battery life and even LED lighting with travel lock features to stop you from going off in your suitcase. There really is a lot here in just a small package. However, that's just the start. There is actually a brand new offering called the Ultra Smooth package as well. All the Manscaped products are sulfate and paraben free, just as an FYI, as well as vegan if that's something you personally care about. This new package contains crop gel, exfoliator, and the cartridge shaver with multiple extra precision blades, which are actually, personal note, excellent at preventing ingrown hairs, which are super annoying and no one wants those. All things combined, there is a reason that 6 million men worldwide trust Manscaped as their one and only hygiene option. If you want a special discount right now today, you can use the link down below and code UPPER at checkout for 20% off and free international shipping. Again, link down below in the description and code UPPER at checkout for 20% off and free international shipping. Big thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring the channel. Let's dive in. This document is allegedly from the United Kingdom Metropolitan Police and relates to a barrage of charges around underage sexual content. It names a specific police chief, it references a warrant, it creates urgency by citing a 72-hour timeline or deadline, as well as numerous different legal codes or statutes, probably to confuse me, and effectively accuses me of somehow participating in underage exhibitionism to a degree where if I don't reply, they will sign a warrant for my arrest. I'm not even from the UK, so nice try on that one, but yeah, it's basically a one-page fear-mongering technique. On a surface level, I can immediately identify that this is fake, but I'd be lying if I said that for a few seconds my heart didn't start racing. I recently covered the underage content on TikTok. It was inappropriate content at that. So was it possible someone got something wrong? Was it possible that they were somehow misinformed of how my investigation had been run? Was it possible they really were about to try and charge me with something because I had managed to find a disgusting underbelly of underage sexual content of social media users dancing for cash on TikTok and publicized it? Short answer, no, it's not possible. But the entire reason that this document has been created in the first place is to sow fear and doubt and push their victims into impulsive action. So, how do you identify these things? And what can you do to never fall prey to something this evil? Because it is evil, in my eyes. Intimidation, lies, manipulation, and all of it designed purely to take advantage of people too scared or uninformed to adequately defend themselves. For starters, never actually download files you get from people that you don't know. There are complex ways to allow yourself to safely download and view these things, but those take time and expertise. The simplest thing you can do, in the case of a PDF, is use the Chrome browser and preview the file. This is more on the technical side, but file names can be a dead giveaway here. Never, ever download something that ends in .exe. This is an executable, and it can install things or severely damage your system. Ransomware, trojans, keyloggers, a whole lot of very nasty stuff that you don't want to deal with. Most modern email portals or user profiles or basic operating systems for that matter have simplistic protection that will protect you from most of the malicious things that get sent your way. Often they don't even make it to your inbox in the case of emails if you have Google Chrome or Yahoo or Gmail or whatever. But if you see a .exe file from someone you don't know, or even a .pdf like this one, either never click it or preview it in your browser. Even seemingly safe file types like Word documents or PDF files can have JavaScript in them that leverage vulnerabilities when opened. So just save yourself the headache from the start and don't do it unless you know the person who sent it, trust what they are sending, and have confirmation on who they actually are. Anyway, that's the most immediate, most important thing, but let's say that you do look at the file. What else can you do to see through the disguise for a document like this that's meant to scare you and identify the scam? Look at the names and email addresses. I received this from Paul Soles, Paul Soles, I'll call him, at etu.utc.fr. That's presumably a French email address, and the to line reads as Police Metropolitan. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this because of OBS settings, but if I mouse over that name, Police Metropolitan, I get another email, ntn-snr-no reply at talentsoft.com. Okay, odd. And then finally, in the email body, contact, which is legal-case@hotmail.com. Right off the bat, there's 3 email addresses, none of which seem to have anything to do with legitimate law enforcement. Big red flag. Next thing, look at the language of the document, or the threat rather, or the message if you can see it, and try to find typos, or anything that sounds off when compared to what you would expect from official law enforcement. For this one, there are actually quite a few typos, and also a suspect paragraph that says the following. Quote, in this case, your file will also be sent to anti-pedophilia associations and to the media for publication so that your family and friends know what you are doing. You'll be registered as a sex offender in all administrations throughout Londres, United Kingdom, and in National Sex Offender Registry. End quote. Yeah, that's not how police operate, just point blank period. Realistically, we can already tell this is entirely fake because UK Metropolitan Police do not send threats that they are going to tell your friends and family that you're a pedophile through the media if you refuse to respond via email. It's not a thing. It doesn't happen. And anything even remotely similar to this is complete bullshit. However, clouded judgment as a result of fear and concern over reputational damage in a world where cancel culture runs the planet and false accusations ruin lives every day, all the time, just because someone decided to make a claim and everyone believes them, it's possible that people might impulsively still believe that this might be real, or that the danger is so great that they need to somehow respond. The next thing you should do is examine names. Nowhere in this document does it say my name, but we do have a couple of names, including a police commissioner and the user who sent us the file. Look into those names. Google them. Bernard Hogan Howe, the chief commissioner here, is a very real person, but he has not been the commissioner since 2017. Big red flag. Paul Soles, the one who sent the email, or so it seems, appears to be a UTC, University of Technology, mechanical engineering student in France. Remember the email as well, etu.utc.fr. That kind of tracks. French email and UTC. It turns out that this email is indeed a University of Technology email, the school he attends, and we need to ask ourselves, why in the holy green lands of fuck would a mechanical engineering student from a French university be sending us a pedophilia investigation threat from a 4-year retired police commissioner in the UK? Enormous red flag. Next is something a little more advanced, but there are tools and guides with which to analyze the header of the email, aka the raw text, and give you more information. It's slightly different according to your personal email provider, but for Yahoo, which is what I use, just look for options or settings on that specific email and then view raw message. This will open a giant page of text, and there we can find some more key bits of information. Ideally, you're looking for two things from this, at least that's how I do it. First, you want to see if DKIM, SPF, and DMARC are listed as pass. In theory, you want all three of these to pass. Anything less is cause for suspicion. And just to demonstrate this, here's an example. This is an email from PayPal customer care, a legit email that I know is real, and it has DKIM, SPF, and DMARC all listed as pass, which indicates that this is almost certainly not a spoofed email and can reasonably be trusted. For the scam email, we have one pass, one nothing, and one unknown. That's pretty bad, red flag, and also cause for concern. There's more methods of using header data to identify spoofed emails or phishing emails, but one last thing I personally do is look for IP addresses and start looking those up as well. The ones you want are 11-digit numbers in the header data that correspond with an originating location. Example, this one right here. Plug this into an IP tracer, any of them, and you'll find that it's from the University of Technology in France. This corroborates the name of the sender and basically completes the picture that this is either a spoofed email, for some reason designed to look like a university student, or this poor kid has had his account and system compromised and is now sending out scam emails. I guess the third option is that maybe he's the culprit, but I find this highly unlikely because I doubt that someone forwarding this type of scam would be stupid enough to use their own university student email address as the initiation point, because that would be one of the easiest things in the world to trace, prove, and prosecute. My guess, his system is compromised, the scammers use hijacked systems to proliferate the scam through a person's address book, and somehow I ended up on their list since my email is all over the internet in thousands of places. You can continue to comb the header data and glean much more information as well, like if the IP addresses you are tracing tend to come back as anonymous or protected, it's another red flag, especially if a lot of them do. But what it really comes down to is a combination of factors. Look at everything in tandem and determine whether or not there are enough red flags to discredit the email entirely. Now, keep in mind, and this is kind of important, I'm not saying that just one of these things being suspect is cause to write off the entire email or just throw it out the door. But when you start to see 3 or 4 of these things at the same time and construct a complete overview of how likely it is that the message is real, ideally it should start to feel like pretty definitive. You shouldn't really have questions. The scales will tip and you'll be fairly certain. In summary, just for this particular case, a typo-filled pedophilia investigation threat by the UK Metropolitan Police Department citing a 4-year retired commissioner originating from a university student's email in France with extremely sketchy verification checks and a clear intention to cause fear and panic on a short timeline. Yeah, it's fake. 100% certainty that this is not real. However, rather than simply ignoring or blocking this account, I want to use it as a moment to warn about not only the scam itself, but the process by which users might protect themselves in a world where this type of thing is becoming more and more common. You can use these methods with decent results. Anyone can. I have to use them myself, personally, almost daily to check out emails that come through. I get probably 2 to 3 dozen emails every single day, and at least 1 or 2 of them end up being suspect or sketchy or something I need to look into. And you can use, anyway, these methods to protect yourself better than a simple gut instinct. A lot of times your gut instinct will be right, but when they cloud that instinct with fear and panic, which is a deliberate kind of calculated tactic, you need logic and a sound method. Hopefully this will be that method for a few more people, as internet scamming accelerates to drastic new all-time highs every single consecutive year. I mean, it's parabolic at this point. That's it. If you want to support, there are links down below, Locals and Patreon. I'm using Locals now for written article formats and ad-free versions of the videos. Odyssey, a YouTube platform alternative. Merchandise, social media, another YouTuber to check out, and more, but I'll cut it there and stop rambling. As always, thank you all for watching, and have a nice night.